dear friends, it is a new week and a new day, and we are in our study of the book of Exodus. We're in lesson number nine, which is titled Living the Law. The law of God is not just meant to be looked at or studied, it's meant to be lived. My name is Dwain Esmond, and I want to live the law. I want to see what this study is going to be all about this week. I think we will be blessed. Certainly have been blessed in the previous weeks leading up to this moment. I don't see why this week will be any different. All right, so let's get into the Word of God. As always, there are links attached to these videos. There are people there who will pray for you, who will study with you, who will help you in your walk with God. So please feel free as we go through the week. Click on those links. All right, let's go to the Word of God right now. Exodus chapter 20. Let's look at verses 22 and 23. And here's what it says. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Thus you shall say to the children of Israel, you have seen that I have talked with you from heaven." Right? Remember? On Sinai, I talked with you from heaven. Right? 24. 23 rather. You shall not make anything to be with me. Gods of silver or gods of gold, you shall not make for yourselves. Don't make anything for me. I've talked with you. By now you should understand how I feel about things that are not God, taking the place of me, who is God. God desired his people to be different. He wanted them not to be like the nations surrounding them. He had a plan for them to represent him to those nations, to represent his righteousness in the earth. So he wanted to operationalize the laws that he made. Laws are a reflection of the lawgiver, the person who makes them. When a ruler makes laws or a nation establishes laws, it tells you what their goals are, what their intents are, what their character is like. When you see a nation, for instance, that doesn't care about its its elderly or its children, very young, it says a lot about that kind of nation. God is saying, in effect, I'm a moral God, and I want my people to be like me. He reveals himself in his law. But today's study is the code of conduct, the code of the covenant. The code of conduct is the 10 commandments, but there's a code of the covenant as well that helps the Israelites really live out the law. Now, something we've got to understand is God is trying to educate a people who have been in slavery and who have been far away from God for over 400 years. So now he's trying to teach them. He gives them the Decalogue, the 10 Commandments, but the actual implementation of those laws requires more judgments or more laws around it in order for them to be able to understand God's purposes and live it out. That's what we see in today's study, Exodus chapter 21, 1 to 32. There, God gives specific guidance as how the Israelites are supposed to deal with their slaves. Now, that's not like modern slavery. We're not talking about modern slavery. Slavery in biblical times was very different. Masters had a responsibility to care for their slaves, and you'll see that today. But he also gave laws concerning homicide. If somebody dies at the hand of another, that person was often to be put to death. But if the person who died lived, there was a means for that person to redeem their life as well. God gave specific rules about that. He gave specific rules about bodily injuries, how people are to be cared for. Slavery and the interactions with people, slaves were only to be slaves for 6 years. In the 7th year, they were meant to go free. They were to be allowed to go free unless they chose to remain slaves. Today, we're going to look at the code that surrounds the covenant.